Well, good afternoon, collective. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, August 11th. Are we breathing a collective sigh of relief as Mercury starts to station direct? I know we have 2 weeks or so left of the chaos, but the chaos is very, very, very necessary. All of these energies, all of these cosmic happenings have been tying together, weaving together to bring you that happily ever after, that wish fulfillment on every single level. Today is really a focus point on how far you've come and practicing gratitude for that, as well as how far you have to go. Right, today we have Venus and Jupiter in the lovely sign of Cancer. We have Mercury stationing direct, and we are now fully in the energies of eclipse season. If you were knocked off your feet this past March, especially around March 13th and March 29th, when we had the first lunar and solar eclipse of 2025, that bookend piece, that chapter excuse me, that began then is getting ready to be closed in September with the lunar eclipse on the 7th and the solar eclipse on the 21st. We have 2 new moons in Virgos. My goodness. So Virgos, sun, moon, and or rising. You guys might go through it as the summer wraps up and fall rolls in, but it's necessary. Things fall apart for better things to come together. Some chapters have to close. Well, all chapters have to close for new chapters to begin, for that wish fulfillment to begin, for that happily ever after to come in for you. My loves, it's been a minute. It's been a week, right? But a lot happens in a week. We're going to pull a message to see what else the collective needs to be aware of. And it's going to be posted in the you know where. What else? Please feel free to comment as the cards come out, as the message comes out, as the channeling comes out. And I'll be sure to get to your comments after we pull the channeling. The moderators are on deck to keep this a safe and sacred space. So please feel free to be you and let us know where you're from if this is your first time here. By the way, I'm Etta, mystic healer, intuitive, and spiritual life coach. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this Monday? How are you guys doing? What's the weather like by you? I hear a little birdie said that we're getting ready to have another heat wave here in the NYC. I'm not looking forward to that. Looking forward to celebrations, yes, but not looking forward to another heat wave. Holy Spirit, what's the vibe? And then we're going to pull an affirmation at the end. Do not let me forget to pull an affirmation at the end. What's the vibe, Holy Spirit, on this Monday, right? The day of the road opener, Papa Lit birthday. As I say that. And what else do we need to know? Does the... Ooh. There's been a lot of talk about love, which is strange for a Monday, right? Because Mondays are ruled by the moon or something like that, right? But then again, the moon is also about hidden things, hidden secrets. Eclipse energy, right, sheds light onto what was hidden, right? When it comes to blocks, pretty much anything that's hidden from us by our loved ones, by the government, by just any and everything that you can put your mind to. But the emphasis, and I guess because today is the 11th, is actually a twin flame portal day, that there's been this emphasis on love and letting go of the one that you know is not the one, so the one that is the one can come and find you. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know? This love affair card is just like, it's got like hazard lights and everything going on it. What else does the collective need to know on this Thank you. I got a little secret to share, right? It's not really a secret because you guys know that I be knowing, right? We do have a lot of monitoring spirits on the live. We have a lot of other people that just come and partake in the energy and things like that. And that's okay, right? As long as you cause no harm to yourself or others, it's perfectly fine. But some people monitor to study and what you're studying for. You want to share with the rest of the class? I'm this close to exposing people. That's not really my platform to publicly shame people. But if I have to, and especially if the OGs give me the go ahead and say, Etta, I think it's time you expose the rebel rousers, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to expose the rebel rousers. Also, big thing that came out this weekend as I'm trying to sip my water, but Spirit's just like, we've got so much to say. This is what happens when we don't connect in a while. Remember those things you were thinking about right around Easter, right around mid-April? You were like, I wonder. Remember that moment when we were in the cave and the message was between the crown and the between the crown and the kingdom? No, between the crucifixion and the crown, right? Was the cave, right? We were talking about being in the cave and being buried and what was going on. You had certain revelations and you were like, I wonder this, I wonder that. All of those wonderings, all of those things that you had questions of and you were kind of doubting yourself, raise your hand if you were right. This weekend, these past couple of weeks should have proven to you, especially those of you who are on a spiritual journey, that your intuition was right all along. Raise your hand. As I take a sip of water. And those of you who are sitting there like, I don't know if she's talking to me. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. By this time in October, you will definitely know. We're in one of those spaces, those liminal, that's my new favorite word, spaces, right? Where if you're doing the things, meditating, taking time, getting into your self-care, maybe taking some Ormus, opening up that third eye. We're in a time where, eclipse season or not, nothing can be hidden from you. If you take a moment to just breathe, whatever answer you are seeking will make itself painfully clear. This is one of those moments in time where people really can't lie to you because the minute they do, they're going to show you their other hand. People are telling on themselves left, right, and front and center if you are bold enough to not only pay attention, but call them out on their BS. Call them out on their BS, especially if it infringes upon your peace of mind. If it fucks with your sanctuary. Whatever is being called to let go of, right? Because we're still in the energy of releasing. We're in the energies of that waning moon, right? It's all about letting go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let God, but let go. With these double new moons we're about to have in Virgo, the sign that rules the sixth house and all sixth house themes, right? How do we relate to one another? Our health. That's why we got to let it go. Right? We hear about how being with narcissists actually causes a level of brain damage, right? And things of that nature, that people, when they're not good for you, they're not only not good for you emotionally and financially, right? But health-wise, medically, physiologically, biologically, right? They set things off in the wrong way. Another reason to just let it go. I promise you. What is coming is going to be so much better in ways that you couldn't possibly imagine. For whatever reason, this group that's just flashing lights is because there's somebody in the collective on the live, maybe watching us from FYP, hello, in a third party situation. They know their person has had a love affair, right? They know that, you found the evidence, speaking about things not being able to be hidden, right? But you're just sitting on it. You're scared to take action. You're scared to leave because, I don't know, they're the breadwinner and you guys have been together so long and you've got history and you're not going to let that hussy take your husband. Take him. Take him. Because if they could be taken, they were never yours to begin with. Dirty little secrets. I'm not going to say that whole phrase because you guys get it down low. That's a whole other topic for a whole other day, right? Shattered, broken, nightmares, failures, and lust. A lot of divine masculines, or the masculine energies that are supposed to be divine masculines, really can't step into their divinity because of this. They're constantly falling victim, Spirit said no, allowing themselves to fall victim to the Jezebel spirit, allowing themselves to be led by their loins instead of spirit, right? To be a spiritual masculine in this day and age is a really, really big ask because it's not the norm and not too many people that are doing it. And a lot of people that say they're doing it, Dr. Umar, are not really doing it, right? Speaking about people being revealed for who they are. Folks like Cat Williams, like how many Cat Williams are there in a world of Dr. Umars, right? Whatever's been revealed to you about your relationship and the person you thought was your person, whatever has been prompting you to let them go, let them go. Yes, you could do candle work, you could do spell magic to make them stay. You could do whatever your heart desires. It's a free world, right? But the very thing you're holding on to with everything you've got may be the very thing that's blocking every single blessing that you've been praying for and wondering why it hasn't happened for you yet. Confirmation with this block card. Now that you know, you have no choice but to let it go. Or to just not say anything and deal with the repercussions of holding on to someone or something that you know doesn't fulfill you, doesn't satisfy you, doesn't give you that peace. The beautiful thing about swans is that they're one of the creatures that mate for life. The person that is for you, they're going to be for you 10 toes down. They might mess up on this, they might mess up on that, but they're not going to mess up for 2, 3, 10 years. It's not going to take them 2, 3, 10 years for them to realize that they need to do right by you. They're going to know that from the jump or shortly thereafter. We live in a society where everything is pretty clear and pretty instant. People know what they're doing. People know what they're doing. Even when they allow themselves to be tempted by that Jezebel spirit. And there's no amount of reasoning you can do with somebody, as I look down and see 3:13 on the clock, which reminds me of the eclipse season that started on 3:13, right? All tying it together. There's nothing you could do with somebody that's not ready to do the right thing. That's something they're going to have to come back in another lifetime to fix, right? One of the messages earlier today said specifically the divine masculine has gotten sign after 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 sign. And they've ignored every single one of them. Let the runner keep running. Because you're going to run into the one that is meant for you by them doing that. Okay? Okay. Then we have, once you get through all that yucky mucky energy, right? We have, oh, I like this, celebration Honor your word, giving very, very big Gemini, air energy, boundaries, and alchemy. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Your word is your wand, right? That's a book by Florence Scovel Shinn. We love Florence Scovel Shinn. That's the author of The Game of Life and How to Play It. With this alchemy in this hand, the left hand, the receiving hand stretching out, right? Why, thank you for the roses and meeting that goal. I don't even know what that is. I gotta look into that. The receiving hand, right? Having this bountiful of abundance with all the grapes, having everything you need to manifest your happily ever after. We got honeymoon twice in a way, right? Celebrations, right? When it comes to honoring your word and how this all pairs together and boundaries, say what you want. If you want a polyamorous relationship, say that and stick to that, right? Because you'll find other people that want that too. Monogamy no longer exists. Traditional relationships no longer exist. Says who? Your word is your wand. If you wanted by the sheer means of you having that desire, means that it exists. Means that you have that other partner, even if that partner isn't what's accepted by your people, right? They're not the ones that have to live this life. You are. So you might as well live it on your terms, your way. Because at the end of the day, it's you and spirit fighting this journey. You have soul tribe members and other people that'll help from time to time. But the only one doing it 24/7, 365 is you. You have to do it on your terms, especially with this puzzle card, confused, perplexed, conflicted. Everything has been made clear or is in the process, as Mercury stations direct, right, of being made clear. These next 2 weeks are going to be filled with revelations and aha moments and things that make you go, wow, I thought that was going on and now I have the confirmation. These next 2 weeks are going to be filled with lots and lots and lots of confirmation so that you can get here, right? A pair, having that happily ever after, meeting that someone that fits you on every single level, right? And this is also talking about not just love, but all areas of your life. If you want to go off and join the circus, go off and join the circus. You got this one life to live, and we talk about this all the time. We hear about reincarnation, but if and when we do reincarnate, we don't remember our other lifetimes until we start digging deep. And by the time we start digging deep, we've already been through some ish. And we have that spiritual reawakening just to do everything all over again. With everything that's been presented to you this past year, 18 months, 24 months, you know better. It's time for you to do better because those of you who are not, you are delaying your journey of change. You want all of these wonderful things because they're yours by birthright, but they're being blocked from coming in because you're too scared, too nervous, too this, too that, to do what needs to be done. Just do it. Like Nike. Just do it. Isolation rejected. Left alone, self-inflicted. Yeah, we heard this last week, right? With the spirit, and we've heard this pretty much all year, with spirit keep telling us that the only one that can stop you is you now. The only one that's in your path is you now. The only one that's truly hurting you is the person in the mirror. Forgive yourself for the choices you made when you didn't know better. But now that you know better, you are expected to do better. A lot better. Please and thank you. Lastly, we have the Fool. Why do fools fall in love? Because their hearts are open and they're willing to try and try and try again. The Fool carries no baggage. When we see the Fool in traditional tarot, they got their little handkerchief, their little puppers, and they're ready to take on the world. This moment was designed for you to leave the heavy weight behind you, to leave the heavy baggage behind you. Anything that causes you stress, worry, anxiety, let it go. How they say, travel light, travel far. It's time for you to travel as lighter than you've ever traveled before. Clingy, old exes, dead relationships, old ways, let it go. How they say you can't put new wine in old wineskins. Let it go. A lot of exes, some of you had exes come back one after the other during Mercury retrograde. And that was an opportunity, a moment for you to say, you know what? This chapter is ended. This is why it's ended, never to be resurrected again. If you were one of those fortunate souls that didn't have an ex pop up, guess what? You've done the work to energetically cut those cords and end those chapters. Yay, you. Now prepare to receive your gift. And your gift is the very things you've been praying for, not just in love, but in all areas of your life. Just as the whole universe conspires to bring us wish fulfillment, everything in the universe works together to bring us wish fulfillment. Everything in your life works together. So if you're having difficulty in one area of your life, it's going to trickle off and affect every other area of your life. It's going to block those blessings from coming in. It's going to block you from living your most happiest, soul-fulfilling, joy-filled life. You owe it to yourself to live the life of your dreams. You owe it to yourself to make that happen. Align your words with your actions, Hold those boundaries firm, right? And if anybody tries to test you, off with their heads, right? Queen of Hearts way, right? But hold those boundaries firm. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, the angels, the universe has your back through and through. They just need you to make a decision and stick to it. So they could bring you those celebrations. They could bring you the things that make your heart sing. Long as you're willing to take that leap of faith, forgive yourself and let go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve your highest good. That is your message. Let's look at these comments real quickly because we got to skedaddle. I've been listening to affirmations in the morning. That's beautiful. Every morning. Have you made it a daily habit like brushing your teeth? Hi, Blue Rose. Because I'm guzzling water, right? How are you, my dear? For the past couple of days, yes, I love that. Keep going. Kim Divine. And I think I saw Morty's name pop up. Hi, Morty. ATM a Divine. Hello, hello, hello. Shells, hello. Isolde, hello. Hey, Newhart. Hey, Honcho. How are you? Trevor. Hi, Trevor. Hi. It feels like, hi, Princess Solaria. Things, again, for those who have done the work are going to get really good. Loca. How are you? Here you go, Jezebel. Take him, not my man, just my problem. Oh my goodness, what did Juliana do? I love to hear about this. Hey, BB. Hey, Auntie. How are you? I call out the energy. It is what it is. I love that unique one. Nature by Star. I just have to stop second guessing and giving benefits of the doubt. Yup. Yeah, Miss Nicole. How are you? I was thinking about you earlier, like about 2 hours ago, because, I was at the place doing what we were supposed to be doing, right? And I was like, I wonder if Miss Nicole had a chance to do what she needed to do today. We will definitely connect. Loca, you're always right. Miss Nicole says to expose the folks. Oh, and Loca says do it too. So that's two. That's two. One of my angels are like, Etta, we're going to need you to reel it in. Honeybee. I really don't like to show that side of me, but, sometimes certain people do not understand nice. They don't understand boundaries. So you got to turn the other cheek. Super Galaxy, hello, hello, hello. Hey, Sin, hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you for the roses. But most importantly, thank you for your time on this Monday. Thank you for spending time with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me, as well as Big Daddy Mikey. Any questions about anything that came out on the live before we wrap up? Because we got to run. Woohoo! Miss Nicole got her stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anytime, Morty. Anytime. Ended the relationship and all. Big hugs, natured by Star. Big hugs. You know you did the right thing because it's been a long time coming and you did your best. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't make it what it isn't. If any thoughts, feelings, questions about the reading come to mind, please do not hesitate to DM me. I will never, in a universe of evers, DM you first unless I say, hey, can we continue this? But I will never DM you first. There's a lot of fake editors rolling around, and that's not me. But if you have a question, I will get to your question as soon as I can. If you would like a personal reading, you know where that information is. We still have space for the love ritual that we are doing next week, Friday. Next week, Friday. No, it's not next week, Friday. It's in 11 days. On the 22nd, right? On the 22nd to coincide with Friday being Venus's day and the new moon, the first new moon in Virgo. Something tells me September is going to be a doozy, but in a good way. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories, especially the ones where you get engaged and bump into Prince or Princess Charming. Looking forward to the feel-good stories. Today is Monday. It's the beginning of the week for some, or if not most. Let this week be your bestest week yet. Take whatever comes in stride. If it doesn't make you if it doesn't make you satisfied, if it doesn't fulfill your soul, if it doesn't make you smile, it makes you sad instead, let it go. Life is too short and too precious to entertain the mundane, to entertain the just enough, to entertain the just because. You are meant to live an extraordinary life filled with all of life's little luxuries on your terms, of course, on your terms. I'm praying, Layla. I am praying, right? Because it's been a year. It's been 2 years, or almost 2 years. It's been a very hefty 18 months, give or take. Hey, Queen Victoria. Thank you. Soul Tribe OGs. What say you? Wednesday, 7:30? How are we looking for Wednesday? Are we good for Wednesday? For everybody to connect, the OGs to connect? Text me and let me know, okay? This Wednesday, like 2 days from today. Tuesday, Wednesday, 7:30. OGs. Let me know. Be kind to yourself, my lovely, 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 lovely viewers. Be kind to one another. And as always, stay blessed.